Go Air Force, beat Army, sink Navy, and we're tour bound, baby.
Air Force Academy graduate and former All-Mountain West golfer Kyle Westmoreland has made good on his childhood dream, making the PGA Tour. Hi everybody, I'm Jesse Kurtz in the Mountain West Network studio, where it's my honor to head down to Charleston, South Carolina and bring in the newest member of golf's elite, Kyle Westmoreland. Kyle, I appreciate you taking time for us today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you doing it.
Absolutely. So Kyle Westmoreland, PGA Tour member, has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, shoot, I couldn't be happier to be a part of this, the greatest tour in golf. And it's been a dream that's, it's taken a little while, but it's come to fruition. So we're happy to be here.
Well, it came with its own bit of drama, which makes it very exciting, to say the least. You birdied the 72nd and final hole at the Finals 25 on the Korn Ferry Tour to earn your card. Tell me about the moment that you realized that it had happened.
Well, I wish it would have ended on that hole with the birdie, but I didn't know it at the time. I did birdie the last hole, but it actually came down to everyone else that was on the course. So I didn't play well enough the last day to, lock it up outright. So we had to wait an extra 2 hours where I, probably earned quite a few gray hairs. My family earned some gray hair, and it was crazy. It's hard to explain it to someone, that weren't looking at the points, but I was looking at it very closely, and people were moving up and down, and it was wild, but we're just happy to be out. Come out on this side.
I've heard that you received hundreds of texts congratulating you. Who are some of the people that you heard from that surprised you?
Oh, family, friends, other players, military mentors, military leaders. I mean, it's crazy the support that has rained down on us, and we're just thankful to be here and thankful to get to experience this and have so many friends that we've made along the way that are supporting us and helping us to do it.
I look back at your time when you played at the Air Force Academy and in the Mountain West. You played against guys in this league that have gone on to have fantastic pro careers, talking about Derek Ernst and Kurt Kitayama from UNLV, Victor Perez from New Mexico, Xander Schauffele from San Diego State, just to name a few. Have you paid attention to their careers as you begin to climb the ladder in your professional career?
Yeah, some of those guys, all of those guys that you just named have done, have had great careers. It's funny thinking back on it. When we were in the Mountain West playing them, they were just another person, right? Now fast forward about 8 years, it's pretty awesome to see, what they've done, and we're excited to play against them and test our mettle. They're some of the best players in the world, and I'm just happy to be able to play against them week in and week out.
Well, here's a fun fact for you that you can tell your kids and your grandkids. You beat Xander Schauffele in both Mountain West championships in which you competed against him. In 2013, you finished 8th, Xander finished 10th, and in 2014, you finished 4th and Xander 5th. Did you realize that?
I did not. No, I remember coming down the stretch and thinking I needed a couple birdies to be in the mix to win, but I didn't remember beating Xander. But that's a neat little stat. I'll one day I'll poke him about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to tell the kids for sure. Well, after graduating from the Air Force Academy in 2014, you served on active duty for 5 years in the United States Air Force. What were some of the jobs that you had?
Yeah, I worked in financial management for my first 3 years, and then my last 2, I went back to the academy and taught in the athletic kind of PE, physical education department. It's not your normal PE, it's more of like boxing and combatives rather than traditional sports. But I had a great time, from being stationed temporarily in Biloxi, Mississippi, to Charleston, South Carolina, then back to the academy. I had a great time. Got to travel a little bit overseas and met some great people along the way. So it was a cool experience for me, and now we're glad to move into this next chapter.
Well, all jobs on active duty are time consuming. How did you keep your golf game sharp over those 5 years so if and when your opportunity came, you could make a run at professional golf?
Yeah, we saved up our personal time off. We being my wife and I. She's not in the military, but she's definitely a big part of this and what makes this possible. But saved up time off and took a few weeks every year to go out and play as many state opens and Monday qualifiers as I could. We were fortunate to Monday into, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 events while we were on active duty. And then in addition to that, you know, just week in and week out, we had a night range in Charleston that I was frequent at. And my coach at the time was in Myrtle Beach, so about 90 minutes away. So between the two of those, we played as much as we could. I was fortunate to know some of the college Charleston guys when I got stationed here, so I played a lot with their team and you know, just tried everything we could to, you know, maintain, get better in areas where we could. And I do think we came out of active duty better than we entered it on. That being said, you know, it's taken about 3 years since then to get here, but we've gotten better each year and continue to, you know, work on that process and try to see if we can compete at the highest level.
Well, how did the Air Force Academy and serving in the United States military and the training you received prepare you for this journey to the PGA Tour and what you're about to face?
Yeah, you know, in the military, you're you know, facing all kinds of adversity in different assets, right? Like I was never in combat, but you know, you learn to manage your emotions day in and day out with things changing, learning you're going to different places, managing different people, or just being a part of different organizations. And you quickly realize that, you know, the most important thing in life are the people around you. So, you know, people are your greatest asset. It taught me who I am, gave me, you know, basically a lot of my principles that I live by today. And, you know, I think that's a huge advantage going to the game of golf. A lot of these guys are coming right out of college and, you know, barely know how to tie their shoes and are going out and, you know, competing to win golf tournaments where, you know, we had 5 years to figure out who we are, what's important to us, and really grow a great team. Nothing's possible without a great team. And I think ours is the best. So, you know, I think that's a huge leg up for us.
You have some experience on golf's biggest stage. You played in the U.S. Open back in 2021, the first Air Force Academy graduate to play in a major in golf. How will that experience help you going forward?
Shoot, I think every experience that we get is just another, you know, just keep sharpening that blade. From playing in the U.S. Open, it was a great experience. We competed against the best in golf and you know, didn't do maybe as well as we wanted to, didn't make the cut, but you know, it taught us that week that we could compete. We could compete at a hard golf course against the best in the world. And, you know, if anything, it just gives you confidence. You take some things away, things that you might need to do a little bit better, and continue to sharpen that blade, like we said. And you know, eventually we're going to get pretty sharp.
So what is the next step for you? When will you start playing on the PGA Tour, and how often will you play?
Next week. So I did finish, you know, 25th of 25. And so I'm in my category, I'm a little farther down. It looks like I'm going to probably play somewhere between 1 and 4 times on my number in the fall. And the fall is important because, you know, there's a reshuffle within the category after that. So it kind of, you know, helps you get into tournaments in the spring. So we're gonna try our best to play as good as we can and work our way into those other tournaments. You know, it's our goal to play as much as we can. So, you know, we have some work to do, but I'm going to start playing next week and don't plan to stop.
Well, it's going to be fun watching you play at the highest level. Kyle, congratulations on making the PGA Tour. Good luck in Napa in your first event, and we'll be rooting for you. Appreciate you making time for us.
Thank you, and go Air Force.
Go Air Force. That's Kyle Westmoreland of the United States Air Force Academy, an all-Mountain West golfer and one of the newest members of the PGA Tour. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Jesse Kurtz.